Welcome back to another segment of Millionaire Mindset Minutes. This is simply a process that I've developed over 30 years here's the problem. I have the same amount of hours in my day as you would. But as you build a very large network, your demand and attention to do all of the elements of supporting somebody becomes very, 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 very large. And so I had to learn to develop a way to spend, quality time and use my time wisely. That's the best way I could put it. I needed to learn to develop to use my time wisely. So what happened is back in my early career in direct sales and network marketing, somebody would call me and they'd be really excited. I'll use the example of, I'll use a fictitious name, Matt in St. Louis. St. Louis was the city when this happened to me, so I can use that, but I'll use a fictitious name. So Matt would call me and he said, Mark, I am so excited. I've got my group started and I need you to come out and I need you to come spend a couple days with me and help me in my business. And I said, well, Matt, how many people do you think we could get into, in your home or into a hotel meeting or what have you? And he was very confident, very, very successful real estate person. And so he was a very, as a new recruit, somebody had been very successful in his past business. And I was really excited about Matt. And so what happened is I said, okay, let's do it. Go ahead and invite everybody you can. I didn't really have a process. I'd fly to St. Louis. I'd spend, $500 for a flight, probably a couple nights hotel, $500, food. And, I'd say on an average, you're spending $1,000 when a leader goes out to your community. That's real money, and you're in business. And so you want to make sure that you've maximized the benefit of your time, exposure, and the potential to, replenish that income. And so what happened is I'd go there, and in this particular case, and this wasn't the first isolated situation, but he had two people that showed up. We did the meeting at his home, and he had two people that showed up, and I did the meeting as if, because I'm an ultimate professional, as if there was 30 people in the meeting. I didn't care. And one of those two signed up, the other one did not. And after everybody left and we had our private time, Matt and I could tell his disappointment. And he was apologizing, Mark, I'm so sorry. I can't believe that nobody showed up. I invited 40 people and nobody showed up. And I could just tell that he was very disappointed, enough so that I could tell that he was really starting to second guess his commitment to the business, that maybe the business didn't work. And it was one of those things that, I assured him, this is okay, Matt, we've got one, let's just keep going. And so we used it as a great training moment. And we went through a whole bunch of different things that we needed to work on and train on. And it ended up being a great meeting. And, and he stayed in the business. And so what happens, I got home and I started thinking about it. I said, what if we come up with this formula, if you will, for me to come to a city? And because I've been tracking numbers for the last 30 years, I realized that out of every, 20 people that you recruit, about 5 of them are actually going to participate in the business at some level, And I started thinking, I bet you it's the same numbers that if you were to invite people to an event, that's probably going to hold true on the exact same percentage. And so what happened is I tried this experiment. And I said, Matt, let's do this whole St. Louis experiment again. Here's the deal. I'm going to come to your city when we have 20 people that are on LCP. That's your monthly reoccurring auto ship. So you have 20 people on LCP that are committed to building their business. So let's not go to your city premature. Let's go in, let's get a good solid foundation. So once you have 20 people on auto ship, then what I want to do is do a conference call. Now I can do a Zoom call. We can do a video call. It's awesome. And what happens is I go through the process of teaching them this idea that every one of them needs to make a commitment to invite to get 20 yeses, not to pitch the deal. We've got a expert from afar. His name is Mark. He's coming in town. He teaches this millionaire mindset concept, some success strategies that are brilliant. And this company that he's going to be exposing has some of the most amazing technology and products out in the world. And I just want you to come learn about it. And that's the whole idea. Will you come to this event? It's on such date. Will you come? And your whole objective is to get a yes. I will come and listen to the expert. That's it. You're not trying to pitch the deal. The more you pitch the deal, the less success you'll have. Your hope is to just get them, yes, I will come and see Mark on such and such date. So what happened is I got 20 people to go out and make a commitment to me, and every one of them on phone. Will you make this commitment to get 20 yeses? Yes, I will. And I did that to all 20 people. It was a serious commitment. And they all promised. And so what happened is we set up a date. It was about 3 weeks later, and they went to work. And those 20 people went out inviting, not to pitch the deal, but to hear the expert coming in from Utah on such and such date. So here comes the meeting. And all of a sudden, I am absolutely blown away with the numbers. We had 89 people in that, 89 guests at that event. It was one of the biggest successes that I'd ever had in my career in Missouri, the show me state, where everybody is skeptical. And it was absolutely brilliant. So in that meeting, we had the 20 people that were already brand partners, and then we had 89 guests. We had like 120 people in the room. It was the biggest success of my career. And I'm like, oh boy, am I onto something. And so what happened is we did that meeting. We had more signups that day than I think I'd ever had in one day. It was like 40 to 50 signups in that day. We were on fire. I'd never seen Matt more excited. Remember, Matt's our fictitious name, but I'd never seen him more excited about what had happened. And all of a sudden, I realized that I had found a method to use my time better, more effectively. And so I've been doing this for probably about 15 years. So this is how it works. If you want me to come to a city, it's going to be the same thing. We need to get you guys to go out. We need to get it. Number one, 20 people on the LCP that are doing their monthly reorder that are committed to build. Once we have that, we'll do a Zoom call. We'll do a Zoom video call. We'll do the interview process. We'll explain how it works. And one thing that I've added now is that anybody that gets their 20 yeses will have a name sheet. We'll send out to the leader of that community, and it'll have 20 names. Anybody that goes out and gets their 20 names on the sheet, that means they had 20 yeses that they will come to this event. We do a dinner the night before. So I fly in the night before. Let's say it's a Saturday event. Friday night, we take those individuals out to dinner. On an average, a lot of people are not getting their 20. They're falling short at, 14, 15, 16. That's okay. Now, they're not going to go to the dinner. The dinner is reserved, and I'm a stickler on this, reserved for those that absolutely finish the task, period. Last time we did we did this experiment in Minneapolis already with one of our leaders here, the numbers were almost the same. We had like 80 something guests. We had 120 people in the room. And I think we took to dinner that night about 8 people. And so 8 out of the 10 finished the task and invited 20. And so that is how that model works. And I can tell you, this is a great way to jumpstart your community, your backyard, your city. So if you're interested in me doing this, this is a little segment to teach you what I require. And you pass this on to your team. If they're all excited about it, then you guys call me up and let's put a date on the calendar and look forward to being to a city near you really soon. Everybody, again, God bless. We'll talk to you and we'll see you on the next segment of Millionaire Mindset Minute.